Now we go over to our next topic, that is, how do we prevent it? What are the methods of prevention? There are two methods for prevention. First one is a general way of preventing the infectious disease, and another one is a specific way. First, let us go back to our general ways. What are the general ways? The ways that are mostly related to prevent exposure to infectious microbes by public hygiene is also necessary for the prevention of infectious disease. Apart from that, personal hygiene, your personal hygienic habits, how you keep yourselves neat and clean, these are all included in the general ways. Apart from that, taking good diet, good nutritious diet, balanced diet consisting of carbohydrates, proteins, fats, etc. They are also coming under general way. Now, what are the practices that are adopted for prevention of diseases? Of course, I have taught you all that, but then once again, let us have a brief summary of that. Airborne microbes can be prevented by providing healthy living conditions. If the living conditions are too overcrowded, then of course, airborne microbes get a chance to enter into your body. Waterborne microbes or waterborne diseases can be prevented by drinking safe drinking water or clean water or distilled water or pure water. This is done by treating the water to kill any microbial contamination. Third one is a vector-borne diseases like mosquitoes and all spreading malaria. Vector-borne diseases can also be prevented by providing clean environment, which would prevent the breeding of mosquitoes. So these are the common practices that are adopted for the prevention of airborne, waterborne and vector-borne diseases. So these are all coming under the general ways or general principles of prevention. Now we go over to some specific ways. But before going into specific ways, let me remind you one more thing I told you, that is about the taking of balanced diet, because balanced diet can only make your immune system stronger, and unless your immune system is stronger, you won't be able to fight against the diseases or the pathogens that try to enter into your body. So a balanced diet means a diet that has got carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals in the proper amounts. So these are also included under the general principles of prevention. Now let us go over to some other methods, that is the specific principles of prevention. The specific principles of prevention include the system of vaccination or immunization. What do you mean by vaccination or immunization? Vaccination or immunization is a process by which a person is made immune or resistant to an infectious disease, typically by the administration of a vaccine. A vaccine, you might have heard about the word vaccine. There are many vaccines that are given to you. Ever since a child is born till a child reaches about 18 years of age, lot of vaccines are there that is prescribed by our health department, like polio, BCG, triple antigen, then typhoid vaccine, cholera vaccine, then tuberculosis vaccine, smallpox vaccine, chickenpox vaccine, corona vaccine I am not mentioning because it is yet to be discovered. So these are all the different types of vaccines that are there in our immunization program. Immunization is a very important process because by this vaccination only a person becomes resistant to a disease. Now, what is the meaning of this word vaccine? Vaccine is a suspension of a weakened or a killed microbe or a dead microbe or their products into your body. This vaccine stimulates your immune system that produces antibodies to fight against that particular disease. The first vaccine was discovered by Edward Jenner against the smallpox disease. Many vaccines, I told you, are available for preventing infectious diseases and provide disease-specific means of prevention. Vaccination and antibiotics I had already shown you in one of my previous modules. You may refer to those modules again, how a vaccine works and how the body starts producing antibodies to fight against that disease. You may refer to our previous module. You will understand it in a much better way. But now, for now, remember that this is a specific way of prevention of a disease. What is that? It is by the method of vaccination or immunization. Okay, I hope I am clear to all of you. After this vaccination, let us go over to some common systems or common vaccines. You know that there are many common vaccines available in the market. You can just make a list of the common vaccines available in the market, and you can make a list, and you can also find out how many of these vaccines you have been administered during your childhood. So that will give you a very good idea about the number of vaccines that are provided by the health department. What is the example? Yeah, just look on the screen. You can see some examples of vaccines. Diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus. All of you were given this vaccine on immediately after your birth. Diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, 1 dose. Then poliomyelitis, that is an oral polio vaccine, or polio drops we say. Then hepatitis B, that is a type of jaundice. For that, hepatitis vaccine is given. Tuberculosis, it is the name of the vaccine is BCG, that is Bacillus Calmette-Guerin. BCG stands for Bacillus Calmette-Guerin. These vaccines are available under the child immunization program for preventing the infectious disease. Okay, so just name of the vaccines, please go through once again. Some examples might be asked. And you may also find out how many of these vaccines you have received during your childhood. So once again, vaccination term is derived from the Latin word vaccinia, means cowpox. It is a process of injecting dead microbes in the body of a healthy person in order to develop immunity against a particular disease caused by that microbe. There is a small story in your textbook on the last page of that chapter, which explains to us how Edward Jenner realized that milkmaids who had cowpox did not catch smallpox even during the epidemic. Cowpox is a very mild disease. Edward Jenner tried giving cowpox to people and he saw that the people who were given that vaccine were not getting the smallpox disease. That is because smallpox virus is closely related to the cowpox virus. That is how cow is vacca in Latin and cowpox is vaccinia. From these words only the word vaccination has come into our usage. So I hope the explanation is very clear. What is vaccination and how these words have come about? I hope the explanation is clear to you. Okay, so vaccines have to be provided at proper age. Hepatitis virus causes jaundice and it is transmitted through water. It is useless if hepatitis vaccine is given after 5 years of age because by that time the children are exposed to the virus through water. So that question also can be asked. It is, you can use this as a, you can write down this question and this is an answer. That what would happen under, would you take this vaccine? Is your hepatitis vaccine required? No. Is it required? No. That is because by the age of 5 years, you already get that immunity to fight against that because you are exposed to the virus through water. So there is no point in taking that vaccine at a later stage in life. That is why we say vaccines have to be provided at the proper age. Is that clear? So that's all about the chapter. And we come to the conclusion of that chapter. We have covered all the points. So go through the modules. So children, with that, we come to the conclusion of our chapter, Why Do We Fall Ill? We learned that health is a state of physical, mental, and social well-being. We learned that the health of the individual is dependent on his or her physical surroundings and his or her economic status. Diseases are of two types, acute and chronic. They may also be infectious or non-infectious. Infectious agents belong to different categories. They may be unicellular or multicellular. The category to which a disease-causing organism belongs decides the type of treatment. Infectious agents are spread through air, water, physical contact, or through vectors. Prevention is better than cure. And infectious diseases can be prevented by public health hygiene measures that reduce the exposure to infectious agents. Infectious diseases can also be prevented by immunization. So with that, we come to the end of this module. Thank you, children. Be safe, be good.